Believing you are a woman when you're biologically a man is just not going to be normal. And vice versa applies. It's going to be indicative of a mental illness. If someone believes there's a mismatch in their gender, that is not normal. And that's a mental illness. And that's okay. There shouldn't be this negative stigma or this visceral reaction when we hear the word mental illness. It's not something inherently bad. It just means you possess something that is causing you distress and needs to be treated. There is not a single mental illness that we look at and we don't think that it needs to be treated, except when it comes to gender dysphoria. It is not normal to look at a bodily organ, especially your reproductive organs, and say this is not supposed to be on my body. It reminds me of autoimmune neurological disease, which is essentially where the brain mistakenly perceives a bodily organ like a limb or like your liver or an area of tissue to be a foreign pathogen and it attacks it. Or body integrity dysphoria, which is essentially where you look at a piece of your body, whether it's a limb or an organ, and you think it is not supposed to be there and it needs to be amputated. Like again, if you are looking at a reproductive organ and you're saying it's not supposed to be there, this is not supposed to be on my body, when you are biologically a certain sex, that is not normal. It's the same way we wouldn't take someone who has an eating disorder and is anorexic and tell them it's okay and reinforce it, and then go on to allow them to get body reconstructive surgery. It would be insane to take every single patient who has an eating disorder and body dysmorphia and just allow them to get some form of tummy tuck or body reconstructive surgery. But we do this when people have dysphoria regarding their gender. And don't get me wrong, I'm not on the side of radical conservatives or even radical liberals. Conservatives and their idea of traditionalism is exactly why these issues exist. We define these arbitrary gender roles that are rooted in social conceptualization rather than objective biological structure. You say being feminine and to be a woman is to wear nail polish, to wear dresses, to be dainty, to be cute, to be soft, to clean, to cook. And to be a man and to be masculine is to be aggressive, to be big, to be angry, to go to the gym, and to go to war. And that's just not the case. That's not what makes you a man or a woman. Your sex chromosomes are what make you a man or a woman. The same traditionalists who complain about people who say that gender is a social construct and it's not real are the same ones conceptualizing non-objective definitions of what gender is. The same ones perpetuating these arbitrary gender roles that are not rooted in biology. And then you couple that with someone who already has mental health issues, who potentially exhibits OCD tendencies and is very obsessive, or perhaps has body dysmorphia to begin with, or any other mental disorder. Let's take, for example, it's a man, okay, and it's a man who likes to wear nail polish, who likes to wear dresses. And now because he's indulging in these very arbitrary acts that are written off as feminine, people tell him, oh, you're a woman, you're not a man, that's not masculine. And when he's perpetually told this, he's gonna go to himself, he's gonna sit by himself, and he's gonna think, maybe I'm really not a man. When masculinity is not defined by whether or not you wear nail polish, or whether or not you wear dresses, or whether or not you fit the male archetype of what it actually means to be quote-unquote masculine. It's defined by your XY chromosomes. The solution to gender dysphoria is not only to dismantle and stop perpetuating arbitrary gender roles, but it's to give people the mental help they need. And that starts when you become objective and you stop catering to your own subjective and perceived interests.